That's all I wanted in my life was an education. And you know, I'd like to still be pro-education,
right.
But to put anybody through what I've been through, no. Really, in my case, the education, I think, really ruined my life.
Right.
So, I mean, I would have been better off if I just would have gone to work at, you know, McDonald's or something, actually. So
that is unbelievable.
Because this is a debt I can never get over.
The U.S. government created Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac in order to make housing more affordable. But instead, their actions drove housing prices through the roof and made buying a house impossible for most Americans unless they took out no-money-down teaser loans with interest rates that substantially increased after a year or two. The U.S. government has been trying for decades to make college more affordable, but its actions have accomplished the complete opposite effect. College is now impossible for most students to afford without getting deeply into debt to do so. All across the country, Americans are graduating college with mortgages before they even buy a house.
When I graduated from my undergraduate degree, I had $300 in student loans that I owed. $300. You know, you can hardly buy 2 cups of coffee and a meal at the student union these days for $300. So when I graduated with my undergraduate degree, what you got in exchange for your education was lifetime indenture and a new house. Right? So you got to buy the mortgage. That's what you got. You got your degree, you got out of school, you got a job, and therefore you bought a house because culture drives you to buy a house. So now you're in debt. You have to work. Now you have to be part of the wage slave economy for the next 20 or 30 years until the house is paid off. These days, college is the new house, and you don't even get the house. As soon as you get out of school, you're indentured for life.
When you started taking out loans, what kind of debt did you end up getting into, and how much have you been able to pay off, and how much you still have?
When I walked out of dental school, I was $136,000 in debt. And I have paid in close to $100,000 right now. They say I owe $300,000, so I still have quite a bit, obviously, that I can't manage anymore. And I've done everything I can to try to manage it, but it becomes unmanageable at a certain point. One of the loans, the HEAL loan, was a health occupation loan, and when that defaulted, then I can no longer see Medicare or Medicaid patients. So I'm very selective of where I can even work anymore.
Wow.
Because it ties my hands. If I wanted to go into indigent care or one of the free clinics or something, I couldn't.
Right.
When I was first told this, I was told by my attorney that I would not get Medicare or Medicaid. I said, well, okay, you know, I mean, there's not much I can do. And for many years, that's what I believed, because that's what he thought that meant. Well, comes to find out, that's not what it was at all. It was that I was not able to work on patients in Medicare or Medicaid. And so when I went to work for this place that I'm working, I thought we were fine because we don't take them. Well, there happens to be some federal employees that now I can't see. I didn't even realize that. And so when we realized it, the office manager sent a note to them and said, you know, what's the deal? And they said, well, she knows all about this. No, I don't know about it, neither do the attorneys, and neither does anybody else. I mean, these laws are so vague, it's just amazing. So now I have to watch who I see. And fortunately, my employer has worked with me, or I would be out of a job, basically. But they're very vague, they keep you in the dark. They don't really try to help you or figure any of this out. They don't work with you. I know there's the new income-based repayment, but I don't fall into any of that, you know. So, I don't know. I just don't want to see it happen to anybody else.
Right.
That's my problem.
There's no compassion.
Right.
And
there's
no
none.
help.
No help, no compassion, nothing.
They're just vultures.
Back in the 1970s, the average college student was able to afford their college tuition without any student loans or help from their parents. They were able to pay for college by working a part-time job year-round or by simply working full-time during the summer when they were off from school. Not only that, but they were also able to afford their own car payments and possibly a small apartment. The U.S. government destroyed this by providing easy student loans to anybody who applied for them without any credit requirements. Over the past decade, any 18-year-old has had the ability to take out large student loans without even being asked if they have a job, what their high school grades were, what they intend to major in, or any other information that would help determine their future ability to pay back the loan.
These are, this is a paper, and this is of course a copy, I have the original, of what they gave me the day I graduated from dental school. What amount, income level I would have to make, and how much of that would go to school loans, and what percentage. First off, I never even made enough in a month to pay the monthly school loan amount, so that's why it went into default.
Right, and they basically made just completely unrealistic projections on what you were
totally
gonna make,
unrealistic, right? Yes. I've not even managed to make any of them.
Wow.
At all. So this year, of course, they're projecting I would clear about $260,000, and I'm making about 80.
Where did they come up with these numbers?
Well, I'm not sure, and I think that was the whole problem.
Over 400,000
in 2015, which will not ever happen. The problem is, it also is your percentage of your school, of what they're taking. I know it's been proposed at 10%, and I think that is the fair amount. But at some points, I paid as much as 34% of my wage, 32% of my wage. Right now, I'm paying 25% of my wage to school loans. And that's a huge amount when you have other debts and other bills as well.
Thank you so much.
No, thank you very, very much for what you're doing. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
I really appreciate the help.
Today, 2/3 of students are graduating college with an average student loan debt of $24,000. And the government is now making the situation many times worse by completely taking over the student loan business. Hidden inside of the recently passed health care bill, the government passed a complete student loan overhaul where they removed commercial banks from providing loans to students. Now, all students will receive their loans directly from the government at artificially low interest rates.